Welcome back to First Class Investments. We're going to talk about what is a pip and pipette. This is learning the language. And this is what I'm going to say first. It's all about the pips. Remember that. It is all about the pips. What is a pip? Pip stands for point in percentage. A pip measures the amount of change in the exchange rate for a currency pair. It measures the amount of change. All right, the amount of change in the exchange rate. Okay, there's a lot of changes right there. All right, so remember that a pip is usually go to the fourth decimal place, except the yen, which goes to the second. So the fourth decimal place is a pip. A pipette is a fraction of a pip, so it's 1/10 of a pip. All right, keep that in mind. A pipette is the 1/10 of a pip, usually the fifth decimal or the third decimal in the yen pairs. All right, pips and pipettes basically pips measures everything. Okay, pips measures everything. So let's go over what a pip really is. What the heck is a pip? And this is straight from Baby Pip. So if you have not went over Baby Pips, I'm telling you right now to stop this video and read through Baby Pips. I'm just basically giving you the shortcuts, the little things that you should pay attention in Baby Pips, pretty much. Okay, pips are usually the last decimal place of a quotation. So this is Euro USD, okay, and this would be $1.10 right here if we was converting this. So that means we're gonna go through that in a second of how to convert these in the currency formulas. But what we want you to pay attention is this is $1.10, but this is 5 right here, and then this is the 1. Okay, so they're breaking it down even more, but you got to pay attention to this one because this is the pip. This is how you're going to get paid. That's why I'm telling you to pay attention to that. But you see, this is the fourth number in this decimal series, the pip. All right, the pipette is the last or the fifth number. In my case, I'll always like to say it's the last number. If you're using the brokers that we suggest, it's always the last number of the equation. So this is very important because when these are moving, this is telling you if you're going to make money or lose money. Okay, so let's get some practice in real quick. We have Euro USD. We have this number. So it was 101235 and it changed to 10267. How much was that change? You take 67 minus 35 equals 32 pipettes, because this is the fifth decimal place, or 3.2 pips. Okay, do you see how that works? You take the last two numbers, subtract them, and you have the difference of them. Let's go to the next one. We have this number and it jumped to this number. Now you got to pay attention because the 9 and the 4 are different. So take the last three numbers and then you find out it's 475 pipettes or 47.5 pips. Okay, so you say the market has moved 47.5 pips. It doesn't matter if it's going up or down, it's still the same thing. Now jump over to the JPY or the yen pairs. You see the second number is the pips, the third number is the pipettes. So if I take this number minus this number, it's 46 pipettes or 4.6 pips. Okay, remember the pipettes versus the pips, because when you're using the language, you need to make sure you understand the difference between pipettes and pips. Let's go right here. You take this number and you be careful. You see this 4 is different from the 5, and then you subtract them. You get 990 pipettes or 99 pips. So very, very important to make sure you understand this. Focus on catching pips and you will make money. That's why it's so important to understand this section. You want to focus on catching pips. The more pips you catch, the more money you make. If you lose pips, you will lose money. You probably say, how am I lose pips? If you are not in the right direction of the pips, you're losing the pips. All right, the pips are going to be there on the chart regardless. So the question is how do you know when or how to catch the pips? Pips show a pattern of how the market moves. This is why it's easier than a stock market, because you're focusing on pips, not the actual country. But do not get greedy with pips. Learn when enough is enough. That is the main thing, because you're going to see how easy this is. It's really easy to get caught up in all of this greed with pips. You be like, man, I want to make this amount of pips. But we're going to show you how to simplify your life with all this. And you probably say, man, Forex is a lot already. You have no clue. We haven't even jumped into anything. This is just the third tab from the whole university. We got a lot more to go. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. This is First Class Investments. Y'all check it out.